Hey everybody, and welcome back to the show. My name is John, and you're here with me, live in my mother's basement. Word. Thanks for joining me here on the couch. It's a beautiful couch, as you can see. Very roomy. So I decided to come back, and I'm going to be doing a Q&A video today. It took me a very long time to get some questions together from people, but I finally did get enough to, allow me to do this, and the video not be like a 4-minute thing. So hopefully it won't be like a 40-minute thing either, because I know that some of you out there don't have the greatest of attention spans, but so be it. First couple of questions come from a Mr. Parkin, or WWE Daniel 01, or something. Mr. Parkin 01. Don't remember. Anyway, he's from the British Fist, if you don't know him, and he's been giving me a lot of pluggage lately, so I really appreciate that. And the first question was given to me via Skype. If you don't know what Skype is, check it out. It's a cool program that allows you to call people and have like a live video chat with them. How big is Randy Orton's ring boner? I'm going to say about a quarter of the size as Mr. Rout's boner when he sees Jack Swagger in the ring. Just saying. Also, from Mr. Parkin is, who is the most improved superstar of 2011? And I'm going to hands down give that one to Cody Rhodes. And I think if anybody wants to argue with me, that they're free to do that. Drop your comments down below if you want to, challenge that. But honestly, I think Cody Rhodes is really coming to his own this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if by next year that he's really working in the main event scene already. So keep an eye out for him. I got a feeling. I usually call him pretty good. Another one from him is, will we see a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match this year? And if so, who would it be? For any of those of you that don't know, they have confirmed a 5-on-5 match, and I really don't care about it. It seems like it's kind of thrown together. It doesn't really fit. They could have made this like a real big main event match. Should have been Awesome Truth, Kevin Nash, Alberto Del Rio, and Christian on one team for the heels. And it should have been Rock, Cena, Triple H, Punk, and Sheamus on the other team. Like they were kind of building up the night of the strike. Like that's what the team would have been. I mean, it was right there. It was all in the works, and all they had to do was just pull the trigger with it, and they got scared and backed off. I don't know why. This question and the next couple are going to be from Dreamboy899, otherwise known as Dustin. Dustin's been one of my really good friends on here. He was one of the first people to ever give me a plug, and he answers all of my questions on his Q&As all the time. He's a great mind for this kind of stuff. If you're ever nerding out in your mom's basement like yours truly, look us up on there. Yeah, but definitely give Dustin a check out on his channel. He's Dreamboy899, and his first question is, what is your WrestleMania 28 dream card? I mean, it's an honest enough question, but at the moment, I don't really have a dream card per se, but I would really like to see the following guys featured, in some kind of capacity. I think that, if they're going to have an Undertaker streak match, they need to give the rub to somebody that's up and coming. And I would see somebody like Dolph Ziggler fitting that description. Somebody that's, been stuck in mid-card hell for a while and could really use a chance to elevate up. So I see Taker versus Ziggler. That would work pretty well, in my opinion. Obviously, Taker would still win, but Ziggler would look like $1 million in a match like that. Just saying. I'd still do Rock versus Cena because it's a pretty big draw. I would love to see The Rock beat the shit right out of Cena, but we all know that's not going to happen. But to protect the interests of both, sides of fans, because I don't think that you can either not like Cena or be totally in love with Cena on this one. He's just one of those people. And if you don't care about Cena, I'm sure you have an opinion about The Rock. So I would have this end in a double count out, to be fair, and just leave it at that. Maybe that's the unpopular answer. Screw it. And I didn't like book the winner of each of these matches. I would just like to see something like this happen. Intercontinental Championship, I would put Cody Rhodes versus like a Drew McIntyre, and I think by WrestleMania that Cody Rhodes would be ready to drop the IC strap and go off to bigger and better things, like more main event handshake feuds. Just, I think that it's a logical progression for him at this point. For the U.S. title, provided it's still around by then, I think it means anything. I'd want to see like two big guys go at it. And I would assume that by then that Mason Ryan is like the U.S. title holder. Just throwing that out there. I'd want to see like a Mason Ryan hook up with like a Brodus Clay and just see what these two guys can do in the ring with each other, how their work is. And I'd put them at a WrestleMania because it's two big guys, you know, and it would be a pretty good draw, at least I would think so, for a mid-card match like the U.S. title. And I would think that if you were going to give Mason Ryan a run, like everybody, you know, like Off the Rope show seemed to be predicting, that putting him with a guy like Brodus Clay, who's going to be brought back and probably done something with too, that you could have these guys touch here, and then later down the road they could feud again. It would just make sense to me. Tag titles, I would have Awesome Truth walk in as the champions, and I'd have them take on the Usos, who desperately need a push. I mean, they've been there for a while, and they don't do anything with them. They are a tag team, and they could be big. So I would have them face off. And I think it's important to get Miz and R-Truth onto a WrestleMania. They are a pretty big draw. I like them both. And they don't necessarily have to be featured in a main event just to be a part of a WrestleMania and to make it a good product. So if that's a tag title match that you want to see, give me a thumbs up for this video, please. You know, like, I think that Miz and Truth could really put over the Usos. Just saying. The world title, I would do a twist on this. I would have a guy like Sheamus walk in as the champion by then. I know that a lot of people think that Sheamus is going to vie for the title at WrestleMania, but I would have him have won it by then, to be honest. And I would have him set up in a feud with like a Randy Orton, so that it's a pretty big headliner thing for the title. But then I would do a little bit of a swerve. I would have like a Daniel Bryan cash in the briefcase and become part of that, so it would be like a triple threat. And that could go any way. I don't really care. I'm not the biggest Daniel Bryan fan, to be honest, but I think if he could, you know, put on a great match with two other people of that caliber, that it would really show what he's capable of. Just me. For the WWE title, I'd want to see Wade Barrett hook it up with his old mentor, Chris Jericho. And I think that that would be a great way to give Barrett a long-lasting, cemented place in the main event slot and as the champ. I think that he could do it. He might have been a little bit green and not prepared when they did the whole Nexus invasion, but I see big things from him. So, just on a side note too, I would have like a Divas wet T-shirt contest, special referee Justin King, throwing that out there. And that's a lot of matches, to be honest. And it's mainly all championship matches. And, of course, the streak and Rock versus Cena. So, you know, call it what you will. This next question is also from Dreamboy899. For TNA and for WWE, what are my favorite feuds of the year? I don't really have a... I don't know. I really like Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. I think that could be one of the best feuds of the year. But, to be honest, I really liked Mark Henry and Randy Orton, too. I thought that was really well put together. I liked the outcome, of course. It changed things up. As for TNA, their best feud could have been an Angle and Rude feud, but that was turned into an abortion, so I'd rather not talk about it. I really don't know. TNA's really been letting me down lately, so it's a sore subject at the moment. Let me think about that, and I'll do probably another couple of videos on TNA for what I would do. But yeah, the last last question from Dream Boy is, will Jeff Jarrett die soon and get off our TV? And personally, I think that the best that we can all hope for is that, yes, he will die soon. I was hoping that maybe in this match that is coming up with Jeff Hardy, because it's bound to happen, that Hardy will hit him with a chair shot like he did from Mr. Anderson, and maybe that, Jarrett would bleed to death. That would be pretty cool. I mean, I don't like the guy, so who knows.